So I started here in 2013. I had been a teacher at Simonstown for 7 years before that. And when I came here, I was the grade 8 register teacher for the boys. Definitely Adventure Week, working with my wife as the governor of the colony of Joubert West. I've loved having outside speakers into my classrooms. Coaching boys hockey, coaching girls indoor hockey. We had a Russian diplomat here the one time to come teach a lesson for us about the Industrial War or the Russian Revolution. We had a visiting American professor who predicted Trump's impeachment even before he had been elected. And we had a UCT professor come and speak to us about the preservation of manuscripts from ancient Timbuktu. So those would be highlights, yeah. I had one term of teaching my own son, and it was fun at times and it was challenging at others, but I'm grateful to have had the experience. There's been a tremendous amount of change in terms of infrastructure. The theatre has been built, the primary school building has been finished. When I arrived here, the facilities only accommodated a single class per grade, and in 2013 double streaming began. So in terms of a pupil body, the school has almost doubled in size, at least the high school. And so it's become more formal in some ways, but it's also given us other opportunities like fielding different sports teams, etc., because we now have the numbers to do so. It's definitely been the fact that our kids, they are not intimidated by bigger, better resourced schools, and they come to sports matches or events where we're with other schools, and even though we're a small school, we may not have an Astro, for example, but our kids bring their A game and they do as well as they can against other schools, often beating much bigger schools, which is great. People, most definitely. I'm going to miss the structure that a school provides, but most definitely the colleagues who have become friends and the students with whom I've shared laughs and sometimes exciting lessons, sometimes just getting through the work, but I'll miss the people most. So history provides the opportunity to learn a skill set that is transferable to any field after school. The ability to accurately understand a problem, sift through large amounts of data, select relevant bits of information, and then build a solution or a theory or an argument that is supported by relevant evidence. I think that's transferable to anything. And then, of course, at Cannons Creek in the school song, every Friday, learners promise to take history in grade 10. When they sing, they'll take their place in history. I'm not sure that it's a legacy, but something that I'd love to see Cannons do in the future is to answer two questions. Question number one would be, how are we relevant in terms of what is happening in the rest of our country? And question two would be, how do we offer hope to everyone in our society? I think those are two important questions we as a school need to answer for the future. So I'm assuming the role of campsite director at Rocklands Campsite in Simonstown. It's a Christian camping and conference center that caters for school groups and church groups and interest groups. And so I will be responsible for the staff team on site and liaising between the trustees and the staff and the clients, and hopefully growing in terms of leadership and administration. So my first grade 8 sleepover at the school happened in 2013, and it began to rain outside, and my family had come along, and with it raining we all came into the classrooms to sleep, and I was sleeping on the floor in my classroom with my wife and my children, and the grade 8 boys were in the passage outside and the grade 8 girls were in the passage downstairs, and we woke up at 1 o'clock to the sound of table tennis being played in the prefect room underneath my classroom. And I went down at 1 in the morning to go and blast whoever was in there playing table tennis and waking me up. only to find when I opened the door that it was Mr. Curry playing table tennis with the prefects at 1 in the morning. Yeah. I'd say remember to keep your word and take your place in history. And other than that, no, nothing in particular.